Have you ever considered the reason for your love for games, sport? Isn't it strange how all over the world people are just drawn to games? Why is it? What is so interesting about games? It's like there's something about games that all of us love to watch. Now, the reason I want to talk about games is I want to try and prove to you that Christianity is not about a game. Christianity is not a word game. So in order to do that, I just want to try and make you understand and think about why do you love games. So if you think, let's take a sport for instance like rugby, right? So let's say we come up with an objective. A guy's going to carry a ball. He's going to take the ball and he's going to run over a line as quickly as possible. There's an objective. But then that's too easy. So we create a problem. Whoever comes up with rugby comes up with a problem. Let's put somebody to stop that person. So that makes it a lot more interesting. Okay, but how do we solve that now? Okay, so let's put more than one guy on the field. So if he's quick enough, he passes the ball to the next guy. So, okay, but that creates another problem. So every objective, in front of every objective, they put a problem. And for that problem, they create a solution. And we love it because we want to see who comes up with the best solution. And who practices the best and who gets there. If you look at cricket, some guy's going to throw a ball at a couple of sticks. Okay. So we're going to see how good he can throw. But that's too simple. Let's make it difficult. Let's put somebody there with a stick to hit it away. Okay, that's right. Okay, but now that guy's a problem for the guys throwing the ball. But what about the guy hitting with a stick? Now let's create a problem for him. Let's put somebody in the outfield to catch the ball. So all the while we creating problems and we're coming up with solutions, and then we're creating problems and solutions. But the thing with games is, the thing that you've noticed about games is you go to a game, you go watch a game, you get excited, and you call yourself, I'm a Blue Bull supporter, or I'm a Blue Bull. That's what you are. Like you go to church, you're like, I'm a Christian. I belong to this denomination, whatever. Right. But just like a game, you go and watch the game. Now, if your team wins, it's not going to impact you in any way. In the sense that you might walk out there excited, which happens at church. But if you had money problems before you went into church, or before you went to watch the game, you're going to have money problems when you leave the game. If you had a fight with your wife before you left to the game, it's not like you're going to come home and you're not going to be fighting anymore. So the game doesn't change you. It gives you some warm, fluffy feelings, but it's not changing your heart. Now this is exactly what's happening to the church. Is this what's going on in your life? Is your Christianity also just a word game? You've got a problem. You go to church, the pastor comes up with a couple of solutions. You like your solutions better than the church down the street. You come out and you say, I'm this church because we believe in these solutions. But it doesn't affect you. You see, this is the problem. It's like Paul says in 1 Corinthians 4 verse 20, it says, for the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. He says, it's not about words. He says in 1 Corinthians 2, he says, and when I came to you, I came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the wisdom of God, but I came in demonstration and of the Spirit and with power. He says at the end of 1 Corinthians 4, he says, there are people there that are saying that they are sharing the gospel. But when I come, I'm going to test them to see where's the power. He didn't say we're going to argue about words. He said we're going to see if there's power. Is there something happening in their lives and in the lives of others? Now in the same way with us. The whole world is looking at the church, and it can't differentiate between us and the normal world. They've done a test in America where they tested a whole lot of businessmen, and they tested, I can't remember, let's say they've tested 1,000 Christian businessmen and 1,000 worldly Christian men to see the business ethics between the two groups, and they couldn't find any differences between Christians and non-Christians when it came to business ethics. What does that tell you? People go to church, they hear what Jesus says, how they need to do it. They get excited, but then they go home and they still live the same. You see, the church nowadays is like the pastor's the coach. So he blows on the whistle, and everybody huddles together, come to church. They huddle around the pastor, and the pastor gives advice. We're going to do it like this. We're going to forgive. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Everybody gets excited. Put their hands in. Hey, shout. We're going to do this. And then they go sit on the bench. And the world is looking at us and saying, what? Why don't you play the game? Every Sunday, you get together and you huddle and you get excited. And then you go sit on a bench. There's nothing for them to see. Your Christianity, is it also just in words? Is it just going around proclaiming you're a Christian, but you're not playing the game? This week, start playing the game. Get active. Make sure people can see that you're not just a supporter, but that you're an actual player of the game. God bless.